and because I had to. But short of that, I will never break, the journalist code. And it is the journalist code that if something's illegal, you've got to talk about it. But John Ronson snuck in as well, and it had me swear for liability issues and never say that he went in. And then a year later, he publishes a book saying he snuck in there with me, and he writes about Kissinger, if you want to read it. So it's not just me that saw this. Kissinger with a bunch of other world leaders dressed as women, bent over, simulating inserting fingers in their rectums. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I was trying to hide out and stay away from people and being questioned by Secret Service with Mike Hansen, who also snuck in with me. And Ronson saw me get in successfully and decided he was going to sneak in the same way. So I didn't even know he was going to sneak in until I later saw him walking down one of the forest paths and didn't say anything. But the point is, Ronson backs up what I saw. And then later, widows, it's happened in 2 cases, sent me internal annals, 10-year annals. And it's Bush Sr. and Jr. speaking. And the media never, said don't call W Jr., but he's called Jr. in those in those books, and they dress in drag. It's admitted in Spy Magazine, People Magazine, CBS News, that limos just drive in all day long, and jets land from New York and L.A. with the gay prostitutes. And I didn't understand, because in 2000, I was a lot better looking than I am now. I was about 30 pounds lighter than I am now. And people seen the videos of him. I see women commenting on YouTube, man, he's handsome. And I was pretty handsome then. And Mike was a handsome guy. And I hadn't done my research properly on Bohemian Grove. And I'd heard that there was a lot of homosexuality in there. But you've got to be there to believe it. And I had old men whistling at me and coming at me. And I had groundskeepers laughing at us and whistling at us. And I literally probably only walked around for an hour of the 5 hours because I was questioned by Secret Service, by Sonoma County Sheriff's deputies. Luckily, with a straight face, I knew enough about the camps to say I'm a member of the Hillbillies, knowing that was a Texas camp. They have over 100 camps within the 2,700 acres, log cabins. And so, and then it got dark, and they reportedly at this pool, this little lake, have this idol, and there was the idol. And I know that Moloch was a bull in Sumeria, but occultists always mix and match. They addressed it as Moloch in their literature, as Moloch during the ritual, and as Lilith, which is the owl god, or sometimes represented by an owl. And they went through this incantation of conjuring the dead Bohemian Grove members that had been there. And I was with those old men on the beach looking across the 50, 60 yards at the owl. And they were grinding their teeth and in reverent rapture. And Mike Hansen sitting beside me, you can even hear this on the audio if you boost it up, because we were trying to shoot video of this with a little hidden camera on my side, trying to halfway climb up the knots on a tree to get above the people's heads because the camera was hidden at my side. It's in the film Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove, by the way, and then I went back to Bohemian Grove and covered it a few years later, and so there's 2 films in one on the DVD titled Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove. That's an hour-and-a-half film, and the 46-minute documentary, again, both films on one DVD, The Order of Death. And Mike was like, oh, that's interesting, and they would just look at him with hatred, even though he was whispering, oh, that's nice, like he was in a crowd of people. No, they were taking this like he was talking in church. And then you have the New York Post and the rest of it reporting that, headline, Chad Savage, gay porn star services moguls. That was the headline. And so many other headlines in that Spy Magazine piece. And we have video shots of that in the films. Another reporter who successfully snuck in but then got caught, he was still able to write about it. He just was unable to get any photos. He just described being hit on. And so my point is, when you see the Republican leadership if they've been to Bohemian Grove, they are sent there to be compromised. And it just shows you how everything you're told is not what reality really is. Just like they tell you, we promise you these body scanners do not have any radiation and cannot hurt you. And we promise you they cannot even be saved. And then it turns out they're saving everything. At the state courthouses, at the federal courthouses that have them, at the airports. It's now completely admitted. They lied to you openly from the beginning. Because they're all confident. And the Democrats have their weird Bohemian Grove with Maurice Strong in Colorado. And reportedly similar things go on there, but women are involved as well. Helmut Schmidt, German chancellor, before Helmut Kohl, he wrote the book Men and Powers, a Political Retrospective. We own the book. I did shots of the text. I underlined it in the film. And he says, we do our own rituals at our own Druidic grove. Remember, Jesus said, you know, don't go to the groves, cut down the groves where they do these rituals. People say, Jesus was for cutting down trees. No, he meant in their holy groves where they do the sacrifices. Now, that's in the Bible. It's the same stuff going on 2,000 years ago or 2,010 years ago is going on now. And Schmidt says, oh, Bilderberg Group, Trilateral Commission, we run the planet, one world government. It's so wonderful. I mean, he wrote this. And he says, we have our own groves to do rituals, but my favorite place to do rituals is Bohemian Grove, and I travel every year. And he says more decisions get made there than even the Trilateral Commission or Bilderberg Group. The real decisions get made there while they're on drugs and drinking, and some of the men like women, but it's men only, so they drive into Monte Rio that's got 4 or 5 hotels. And when you're there during that season, there are just hookers everywhere. You know, when you're outside the Grove, there are just beautiful, you know, number 10 hookers, females, just, and they go to the local golf course to be picked up. So the Grove members drive over there, and they want a female, and they also pick up the males and drive them in with them. And this is who your leadership is. Most of these Republican leaders you see up on television that go to Bohemian Grove, go to a forest retreat, dress up like women, do bizarre black magic rituals, and have sex with gay porn stars and gay prostitutes. I mean, that's a fact. Richard Nixon talked about it, okay? I mean, nothing you've been told is true. And the caller brought this up, and I've now gone into a 10-minute rant about it, or 5-minute rant, whatever it is. Well, let's be technical. 9-minute rant. 7-minute rant. 3's the charm. I only got it right. 7-minute rant. I've done this 7-minute rant on this subject, and I mean, I don't blame people not believing it. The British journalist said, I can't go in there because World of Wonder and Channel 4 England won't allow me to because of liability. It's real. I've got people inside. They do this ritual. There's all sorts of gay stuff going on. I will pay you your expenses, and I'll also videotape you doing it. And he said, I know you've infiltrated military operations and things like that. This should be a piece of cake for you. And I said, sure. Sure, I'll do it, but I don't believe that stuff. I mean, just 11 years ago, this happened 10, but he talked to me about 6 months before we did it. He was covering some of the things we were doing up at Waco, building a memorial chapel up there, John Ronson. He also wrote Men Who Stare at Goats, turned into the big movie that you've seen about General Stubblebine that's really a whitewash. But his book, Them, covers the Bohemian Grove fiasco or escapade. And I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just, you go in there and you see this, and you got old men trying to pick you up, and it was literally like I was the cat, and they were Pepe Le Pew, the skunk, in that Warner Brothers cartoon. I mean, it was just, oh, thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm handsome. Well, thank you. Have a nice day. With drunk old men going, you know, corporate CEOs and people. I mean, it's gross. And again, meanwhile, I'm being chased like Pepe Le Pew through there, along with Mike Hansen. John Ronson's not very handsome. He didn't have any problems. Of course, according to him. But I'm just joking, John. You're just who could make this? Who could make up that they're in the news every day saying we want to only let you have one child and we are putting drugs in your water to make you submit to us and we want to give you vaccines to make you submit? I mean, who could make up that every major insurance company is brazenly telling Bloomberg, well, we've changed the rules and we're allowed to keep your insurance money when your husband gets killed in Iraq, so we're just going to do it. And yeah, we're recording your naked bodies and we lied to you about it. I mean, look, I'm not the one doing all this crazy stuff. I know it sounds crazy because I'm the one talking about it, but it's all real. It's all real. And these people are crazy. A normal person wants to go fishing or camping. I never get tired of it. You know, I read about these elitists who have all these mistresses and all this money and all this power, and they always get into sick, weird stuff because there's something wrong with them. And normal people who just want to never get sick of beef and cheese enchiladas, never get sick of camping or fishing or hunting, never get sick of swimming in a river, never get tired of watching a sunset, never get tired of water skiing, never get tired of kissing my wife, never get tired of loving my children, never get tired of visiting my grandmother, and I'm a weirdo. I'm the weirdo because I'm normal. And the sickos run things, and they're turning our society into their wonderland. Now, I'm going to go back to your phone calls, and Bob Chapman's coming up, and I will intersperse a ton of news with him today, because literally I got 2 days of news here I haven't really gotten to that I want to at least mention here and get Bob and, of course, the caller's take on it. But your purchase of videos, books, T-shirts, the materials at Infowars.com, it makes this radio broadcast possible. And we couldn't have done everything we've done without your help, and we need your continued support. Plus, these are films that are the best out there. You know, the public agrees. The Obama Deception, Fall of the Republic, Endgame, Fabled Enemies. And it was very popular in the 2.5 weeks that we offered Obama Deception, buy one, get 3 free. Or you can buy 2, get 8 free. Buy 2, get 8 free. And now I'm doing that with Police State 4, The Rise of FEMA, the Total Police State Breakdown, and Fall of the Republic. Fall of the Republic. Such an important film. Part 2 of the Obama Deception covers the whole banking takeover, the New World Order, the globalist, Obama heading the United Nations treacherously, how it's high treason. Most people that have seen it say it's even more powerful than the Obama Deception, and I agree with them. You can get our 3 newest and hottest films. We're not discounting my old films here. Oh, they're discounted too. We're discounting the biggest discounts, the newest and most powerful films, because I want you to have the high-quality DVD with the expanded extras to be able to give your friends and family. So we're going to run this special for at least the next 2 weeks. It's available at Infowars.com. You've got The Secret of Oz, a lot of other great videos and books. I know you know all about the New World Order, but your friends, your family, your neighbors don't. Films can do what weeks of talking to your family can't. You can also call toll-free 888-253-3139, 888-253-3139, or download all my films in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv. 15 cents a day, prisonplanet.tv. We'll be right back.